Although he's free, Zichen's instincts warn him that she planted some kind of hidden, forbidden curse deep inside his body. Since his own spiritual power can't even detect it, he decides his best bet is to wait for the pavilion master, Chichingmo, to return and help him inspect it. On the bright side, his system chimes in with some massive news. Surviving the brutal rat plague has granted him progress toward a long-term achievement. Once he survives 100 extreme disasters, he'll unlock a powerful biological attribute, survival of the fittest. Zichen realizes that once they officially deploy to the highly dangerous origin land, unlocking this passive skill will be a total piece of cake. Meanwhile, Shanghai University's Student Council President, Zhou Hong, surveys the grim aftermath. The battlefield is incredibly cruel, and many brave student warriors have tragically sacrificed their lives to repel the mutant horde. An hour later, with the giant mutant rats completely routed, the victorious human forces begin clearing the ruined streets, loading up the wounded, and counting their casualties. While the medics tend to the survivors, a specialized defense squad escorts several mutant botanists directly toward the giant crimson tree of the plant god cult to figure out exactly what they're dealing with. To safely scan the underground root system, Lu Qingyu and her fellow cyborgs deploy advanced probe robots directly into the massive sinkhole beneath the giant tree. The probe's sensors reveal a massive cavern filled with glowing blue crystals, but they quickly hit a major roadblock. The abyss is far deeper than anyone ever anticipated, and the robots are unable to descend any further to find the bottom. But before they can even process this mystery, terrifying, spiked black vines violently erupt from the depths. Sensing this, Lin Zichen, Shen Qinghan, and Yu Yan can only scream for everyone to run. Lin Zichen doesn't waste a single second. He grabs Shen Qinghan and Yu Yan, hauling them away as the city literally crumbles behind them under the weight of giant, rampaging roots. Suddenly, a massive, nightmarish parade of mutated monsters and giant beasts bursts out of the sinkholes, ready to tear everything in their path to shreds. The streets quickly turn into an absolute slaughterhouse as the weaker survivors get mercilessly devoured. Desperate to escape the toxic purple mist filling the air, Lin Zichen pushes his physical limits to carry his girls to safety. Once they reach a relatively safe spot, Lin Zichen sets them down. He tells Shen Qing'an and Yu Yan to keep running ahead while he heads right back into the danger zone to rescue the trapped students. Behind them, the front line is completely failing. Trapped fighters scream for backup as the relentless monsters keep pushing through, tearing their desperate defenses apart. Further down the line, Ma Weiwei, Luo Yongjian, and Li Moyu find themselves in deep trouble as a massive wave of high-tier beasts rapidly closes in on them. Realizing they can't outrun the horde, Ma Weiwei suddenly stops and turns around. She is determined to face the monsters head-on to buy her friends some time, choosing to die with dignity rather than be chased down. As her shocked classmates beg her to turn back, she yells that her body is already heavily injured and she wouldn't make it far anyway. With no other choice, she decides to go out on her own terms by covering their retreat. One of the beasts lunges at Ma Weiwei, unleashing a vicious claw strike that could easily slice her in half. But despite her injuries, she shows off some insane reflexes, pulling off a perfect last-second evasion. Capitalizing on her dodge, she counterattacks instantly, plunging one of her twin blades deep into the beast's chest. But these high-tier beasts don't go down that easily. Thrashing around in pain, the monster strikes back wildly, catching Ma Weiwei on the arm and leaving a gash. Before the beast can finish her off, Luo Yongjian charges right back into the fray, declaring that they are leaving together or not at all. He drives his sword straight into the monster's head. Li Moyu shouts that they would never abandon a friend. He brings his massive spiked bat crashing down onto the beast's skull. Working together, the three of them actually manage to bring down the high-level monster. Staring at the massive carcass, Li Moyu is in absolute disbelief that they pulled off such a crazy feat. Luo Yongjian quickly snaps everyone back to reality, pointing out that this area is still crawling with danger and they need to get Ma Weiwei to safety immediately. But Ma Weiwei can barely stand. Clutching her heavily bandaged, bleeding side, she urges them to run without her, explaining that she has lost too much blood to keep up and will only slow them down. Li Moyu lifts her onto his shoulders, telling her they are running together, which catches Ma Weiwei off guard, leaving her blushing bright red.